Hello and thank you for watching my video. My name is Astrid Krasniqi. I am Cisco CCNA, CCNP and Palo Alto certified instructor. In this video we are covering PCNSA 210 and this is our chapter 10, Site-to-Site VPN. Now this is the 7th video of chapter 10, which is 10.7, Site-to-Site VPN overview. Now Palo Alto Networks operating system software implements route-based IPsec VPNs. This is opposed to policy-based design. In a route-based VPN, the determining factor of which traffic will be tunneled is the final destination of that traffic. Now, the word VPN, I'm just going to explain a little bit about VPN, just in case some of you are rusty and you don't really remember the idea what VPN was about and so on. Okay, so I'm going to try and do it very quick, so I'm not going to spend too much time here. Like, imagine that we have site A, and then we have another site here, which is site B, right? And because we can have one site A or site B to connect to the internet, and like regular users, they want to go to the internet and access the internet. They sell something, buy something, or whatever, right? We're going to have a public connection to the internet for site A and site B. Now, the site A and site B are not connected with each other. They're just connected to the internet. Like my home, your home, we all connected to the internet and whatever we do in the internet. Now, there's going to come a need when we want to connect site A and site B to each other for maybe backups, whatever, like redundancy or something like that. We're going to connect them. We can either do this, use the public internet to connect the site A and site B, and that will be used in VPN, or we can have a private link between site A and site B. This is a private connection. Now, the one at the top, this is a public connection. So we can either connect them through a public network or through the private network. Now, the connection between you and the internet is you're going through this land that you're not owning, and because you're going through this area that you're not in charge of, you need to pay someone. And that means that you connect into the wide area network. That if we connect into the wide area network, it means that you have to pay someone. And like I said to you, there's two ways you can connect to the wide area network. You can either connect through a private connection, the one underneath, or we can have a public connection. In the private, there's few options. You can have, for example, a dedicated link, and this is going to be the most expensive. Dedicated link, which is your lease lines. And in the lease line, for example, you can choose the speed. For example, T1, E1, T3, E3, and so on. Right? Now this is going to be the most expensive, but that's your private connection. Or we can have in the private connection, we can have, for example, switched. In the switched, we have two options. We have a circuit switched, which is the cheapest, but is the slowest. And for example, here we have an ISDN or PSTN, public switch telephone network, which is very slow, but they work. But it's a private connection. Or we can have a packet switch, which is very popular. Most popular connection for private lines is packet switched. And here we can have, for example, MPLS, we can have ATM, we can have a Metro Ethernet, and so on. This is going to be the most expensive. But that's it. That's the line here, right? That side is private, this side is public. Now, companies, they want to connect site A to site B. Maybe they don't want to use a private because there's extra payment that they need to do, extra money they need to spend. So they say, okay, well, is there a way we can connect through site A with site B without actually going to this another connection? Well, yes, there is, because we have a public line. And public line is a broadband. And to connect to broadband, we have three choices. We can connect through the cable, we can connect through the wireless, or we can connect through DSL. But the broadband technology allows you to create a virtual private network. So we create in this VPN. And that means, okay, well, we get rid of this private connection, and within our public connection, the one on the top, we can create like a tunnel, and we create this VPN, virtual private network, in that tunnel. And then in that tunnel, well, it's not a tunnel, it's not a real tunnel, it's just that your data is encrypted and integrity is there, so we make sure that the data will get from A to B in one piece without being changed in the middle, from the manner in the middle, for example. Okay, that's the idea of VPN. So VPN, we are using a public network to create this virtually private network, and our data is secure. Okay, excellent. I hope that didn't take too much time, but Palo Alto is using a route-based IPsec VPNs, which is better and easier to expand, for example. The VPNs are used with the tunnel. So you need to create these tunnel interfaces. So they are represented by the tunnel logical interface. And this tunnel interface, it is placed within the zone, and the routing table will choose the tunnel settings. Now, Palo Alto Networks operating system does support two versions of Internet Key Exchange, which are Internet Key Exchange version 1 and IKE v2, or just IKE, IKE v2. Now, Internet Key Exchange phase 1, so there's two phases to creating the IPsec tunnel. So on the phase 1, we just identifying the peers. So making sure that they are who they say they are. And usually this identification happens within just IP address. IKE phase 1 provides authentication of the endpoints of the tunnel and creates a secure channel for the next phase of the VPN. And we have to exchange, or they will exchange, the peers that will exchange these 5 pieces of information. Now, to remember the word haggle. So they go through the haggle. So first is H, which is hashing algorithm. That gives you the integrity. The data has not changed from the source to destination. Then we have A for authentication between each other. Then we have to choose a group, Diffie-Hellman group. Lifetime, how long this before we need to redo it again. And then we have E for encryption. That's your symmetric key algorithm. Diffie-Hellman will do asymmetric, while this is a symmetric key algorithm. Encryption gives you confidentiality. So we have integrity and confidentiality there. So they have to go through the haggle. Hashing algorithm, authentication method, Diffie-Hellman key exchange, lifetime, and symmetric key algorithm. In the phase 2, this is where actually is done for the data. So the phase 1 is just the peers negotiating with each other. The phase 2 is actually when we send user data. So IKE phase 1 was concerned with authenticating the endpoints. The phase 2 is concerned with data traffic that crosses the tunnel. And they have to go through the same 5 pieces of information, the haggle bit. Hashing, IPsec type, Diffie-Hellman, lifetime, and symmetric key algorithm. So route-based site-to-site VPN, a single VPN tunnel might be sufficient for connecting between a single central site and remote site. Connection between a central site and multiple remote sites requires VPN tunnels for each central remote site pair. Each tunnel interface can have a maximum of 10 IPsec tunnels, which allows for the creation of IPsec tunnels for individual networks that are all associated with the same tunnel interface of the firewall. So for example, you have the headquarters who's going to have 10 remote sites. You don't have to create 10 tunnel interfaces. You can have all of them all in one tunnel interface, which supports 10 IPsec tunnels. So to create a VPN tunnel components interaction, there is 3 basic requirements. First, we need to create phase 1, which is your tunnel interface. Then phase 2, which is the IPsec tunnel. And we need a static route between the endpoints. So one endpoint has to know how to get to the other endpoints. But if it's public IP address, that's not going to be a problem. Thank you for watching lesson 10.7, Site-to-Site VPN. This is of chapter 10, Site-to-Site VPN. Please have a look at my other videos and don't forget to subscribe. This has been Artur Kasnici. Bye bye.